Here at Goodwood, we are getting ready for the final of the Mastercard etrophy. Drivers on the grid, getting ready for what promises to be a fantastic race. Kenny 3390, the fastest by just under a tenth of a second from Yoma 74. Play FedEx, third on the grid, ahead of Prima Almado and Prima Chambaz as we get set to go racing. All eyes on the lights. The countdown about to begin. It's pressure time, it's focus time. 3, 2, 1, go! Blast off, and a good start from pole position by Kenny 3390. He's the man that gets the advantage on the run down towards Majwick for the first time. Yoma 74 slots in behind him, and then third look, there's Play FedEx as they manage to wriggle their way cleanly through Majwick for the first time, and now blast up towards Fordwater. Yoma 74 on the attack, on the defensive. Play FedEx right there as Yoma 74 goes to the outside look on the first part of St Mary's, and he does it. Way up the curb went Kenny 3390, but we've got a new race leader. Yoma 74 it is who hits the front. Play FedEx runs third, and Prima Almado dives up the inside, forces him wide. All over the grass goes Play FedEx, and he's off the road heading for the barriers. Just manages to miss anything solid, but that's a big, big delay for him. It's Yoma 74 then who leads the way. So Florent Pagende, who is the sim racing event admin man when he's not actually behind the wheel himself, he leads at the end of the opening lap. The French driver getting away from the opposition, but look, there's a great scrap going on now for second, third and fourth as they come across the line. In fourth place is Prima Almado, Maxime Delpech, the 18-year-old business student from Toulouse, and he's hard at work now trying to get onto the back of Prima Chambaz. They're just up ahead of him. Now this three-way battle for second place is allowing the race leader to get away, no question. Yoma 74 pulling clear all the while. You can see how much effort is having to be put in by the drivers, and they're a bit of a moment just up the road. Prima Chambaz hooks a wheel onto the dirt. More opposite lock applied. Coming through Lavant, again, trying to get the power down, trying to find the apex for the corner and not lose time to the traffic ahead. Fabulous noise these cars make as well. And down Lavant straight then now towards the Woodcut chicane at the end of the lap. There is Prima Almado fourth, hustling on, the car squirming underneath him, but in turn, he is being caught, look. The Conzio, Connor Healy, the man from Perth, the 23-year-old, runs fifth, and he's bringing down that gap as they head over the line. So Kenny 3390 runs second. But what he's not yet being able to do is get back onto terms with the race leader. Remember, he was fastest in the qualifying session. Kenny Hansen, the Danish driver, the sim racing event admin guy, he is the man chasing hard. He had the pace in qualifying, but because he's defending right now, he's not being able to do anything about the race leader. And all of this is playing into Yoma 74's hands. Florent Pagende, the 25-year-old, is building that lead all the while. Zefik Sitcam hard at work too as he tries to gain ground. Alexander Brown, the 18-year-old from Ocean Springs, the nursing home screener, getting closer and closer to that battle pack ahead. But look, you've got the race leader on his own, and then almost everybody else in a line now. Around the outside line there, look, tries to go. Prima Chambaz, but is it going to work for him? It's not. He's in danger of losing a place. He does lose a place. Prima Almado there goes through, up into third. You've got about 5, if not more, all tripping over themselves for second place, and that's enabling the race leader to get further and further away. The Mastercard etrophy here at Goodwood, giving great racing as predicted. Brocky 05. Dean Allen, the man from Glebe in Australia, full-time carer for his sister when he's not behind the wheel of the sim, and you can tell from his gamer tag that he's a proper Peter Brock fan, even to the number. And one of Peter Brock's last events was the Goodwood revival just the week before he was sadly killed in an event in Australia. But right now, Brocky 05 is hard at work, and look, he's closing on the traffic. Zefik Sitcam just up there ahead. Now where does Brocky 05 go? Can't do it at the kink. What about this next right on the run down towards the Woodcut chicane? At the end of the Lavant straight, he's closing. Is there a gap on the inside? Brocky 05 is right there. You can see the study of concentration, and it almost comes to grief ahead of him as the two get very close indeed. 4th, 5th, 6th, as one, out of the chicane, over the line now. So up front, it is Yoma 74 continuing to build the lead. Prima Chambaz now under attack from Zefik Sitcam. There he is. He in turn has got Brocky 05 right up behind him. Dean Allen, Brocky 05, he's the oldest competitor on this grid, but he's biding his time. He's inching up onto the tail of this little scrap ahead of him, and he's looking ever more menacing. Prima Chambaz way up the curve. He's getting a bit ragged. Look, the pressure is starting to tell as they come through St Mary's. drivers hooking wheels onto the curb, onto the dirt, as well as Kenny 3390 heads towards us. He's got Prima Albardo behind him. Kenny Hansen then in the black car. Kenny 3390. The 27-year-old Dane comes from Hunderstedt, and he's got Prima Albardo right up behind him. Maxime Delpech, the 18-year-old from Toulouse, dives through on the inside, runs out of road completely. Across the weeds, across the runoff area. One up and certainly one back. He's been very lucky to hang on to position. Now, where is that going to put him at the end of the lap? It's not third, it's not fourth, not even fifth. So sixth is where Prima Albardo has fallen to. It was a good, bold effort on the inside, but while he recovered, he's lost chunks of time. Prima Chambaz then goes through up into third place now. Zifik Sitkem is fourth. And look, the black car in the background still in the mix. Brocky 05. So that takes a huge amount of pressure off Kenny 3390 for second. But the battle is on for third. Look, Prima Chambaz just ahead. Through St Mary's they come. And right now you'd put money, wouldn't you, on Brocky 05 getting onto the podium, because these two ahead are in danger of falling over each other. You've seen what can happen when you've got to be brave, got to be bold. It doesn't always work. Out of Lavant corner, down the straight through the kink, heading towards Woodcote and the end of a lap. Third, fourth, fifth as one. Prima Chambaz just at the head of this little group for the moment, but Brocky 05, for my money, is the danger. He's creeping up onto the tail of them. Yomas 74 still leads the way. He's done the fastest lap of the race as well. Not quite as quick as they were going in qualifying, but of course, race trim, race battles, all factor in slightly differently to the overall speed of a lap. So there, third and fourth as one. Zifik Sitkem almost hidden behind the car in third place, that of Prima Chambaz, and you're riding with him looking back, fourth and fifth, not far behind now. From Madgwick on towards Fordwater, speed building all the time. Squeal of tyres, set the car up for the first elements of St Mary's. Through the corner itself, way up the curb there, tries to go Zifik Sitkem to shorten the line. Also, he's got to defend from Brocky 05 in the black car right behind him, but Prima Chambaz coping really well with the pressure here, and that's Brocky 05 off the road. Into the wall he goes, and that is Brocky 05 effectively out of the race now. Even if he can get back on, massive time would have been lost. So just as he was closing, just as he was in a striking position, a tiny error puts Brocky 05 off the road, and Dean Allen's out of the race then. Second, third, fourth, into the chicane. Kenny 3390 furious in the sense that pole position has not translated into good race pace, because Yomas 74, having worked his way through right at the very start, is getting away now. Zifik Sitkem goes through out of Madgwick. Now he's running out of ideas, look. He is stuck to the tail of Prima Chambaz, but he can't find a way past him. Thinks about the inside, thinks about the outside, but Chambaz is doing a really good job of defending here. Everywhere Zifik Sitkem wants to go, Prima Chambaz has already positioned the car. From Lavant, the speed will build once again on the run down towards the chicane. Now, is this going to be an opportunity at the end of the lap for Zifik Sitkem to make that move? Prima Chambaz just being able to keep him at bay for the moment, elbows out, but he's not doing anything dirty in his defence. He's just driving a good line and positioning the car where it needs to be. Zifik Sitkem there with a little bit more movement maybe in the car, trying everything, coming through Woodcote now, out of the chicane. They both run up the curb and onto the dirt, coming up towards the timing line. Through they go once more, and all of this now is enabling Kenny 3390 to get away up front. Through Madgwick they go, still absolutely tied together. Prima Chambaz look hard at work, study of concentration. Grabs a gear through Fordwater, now up towards St Mary's. There's no gap on the inside for Zifik Sitkem to try, so he's got to think of something different now. Drop a gear, going to St Mary's. Through that left-hander, back on the power, over the brow, and then set the car up for Lavant. All of these drivers have worked oh so hard to qualify for the competition. They've had the final qualifying session to determine the grid for this Mastercard etrophy, and now it is the final part of the competition. Who is going to get on the podium? At the moment, Yomas 74 and Kenny 3390 look odds on for first and second, but third is anybody's. Look at this, they could not be closer. Hit the brakes into the chicane. Both of them run even wider than they did a lap ago, way up onto the dirt. And now it's Prima Albardo up into fifth, recovering after his moment, and he too was way wide coming out of the chicane. Zifik Sitkem goes through then. Alexander Brown, the 18-year-old, comes from Ocean Springs in the USA, but Yomas 74 is well clear in the lead. Florent Pagendet, the 25-year-old driver, he worked in sim racing as part of his day job, and therefore when he does get the opportunity to go on the sim, there's always one at hand, and he's putting his experience to really good use. Look at this, he's out on his own. He leads, he's got nearly 5 seconds in hand, and he's done the fastest lap of the race. Every box ticked so far. Now a slow down penalty there is being applied. The Conzio goes through, down in 8th place. The Conzio is Connor Healy, and that's for track limits, incidentally, that he's got that penalty. So if you're wondering why he's got the slow down, it's because of exceeding track limits. So the platform is able to offer up these penalties, penalise the drivers accordingly. He is also now, the Conzio, being caught by Brocky 05, who has done the fastest lap of the race. So a really good effort this by Brocky 05. Dean Allen, after his earlier off, fighting back, and without any other cars around him for a few laps, he's had the road to himself and has been doing almost qualifying style lap times. 3rd and 4th is not done yet. Prima Chambars just ahead of Zifik Sitkem. Here they come through Lavant, again up the curb goes Zifik Sitkem, but he can't find a way by. Prima Chambars doing a really good job hanging onto the place right now. He's not cracking under the pressure, he's doing everything that's required of him. They come down to the end of Lavant Straight, heading towards Woodcote, then towards the chicane, but these two have been virtually as one, this 8-wheel car for many, many laps. Here comes Brocky 05, looking for a gap, has to make his own arrangements with 2 wheels on the dirt, on the outside of the Conzio there. Can't do it on the outside, coming towards Woodcote. Now what about for 3rd place? We've had the change, haven't we? Zifik Sitkem has gone through, takes up 3rd position over Prima Chambars. He's worked hard for that and finally has gone through. Zifik Sitkem, now he's done the attacking. Let's see how good at defending he is, because these two in lap time really evenly matched. Prima Chambars coming back at him. Up the curb goes Chambars. That just unsettles the car through the left-handed part of St Mary's. Over the brow now up towards Lavant. Germa 74 still clear in the race lead. And there is Brocky 05, look on the back of the Conzio now. A little bit of correction needed. You see Brocky 05, Dean Allen hard at work. Amazing to think that you've got a grid of drivers that when you look at it, they all appear to be in the same place, but of course they're all around the globe and they come together through the internet on track such as this, in this Mastercard etrophy final. Side by side, 8th and 9th, Dean Allen, Brocky 05, he's got the pace, so Brocky 05 looks quick, but another little slight error there coming out of the chicane, and he loses 1, maybe 2 cars' lengths over the line now. Starting lap 13, gap has widened. So there, look, Brocky 05 has got to do it all over again. Great action we're being treated to, and we're not done yet. The last place on the podium is still up for grabs. It may have changed in favour of Zifik Sitkem, but Prima Chambars has certainly not given up. Look, they turn their way now and through the right-hander of Lavant, speed building all the time now, down towards the end of the lap, through the kink and on towards Woodcote and then the chicane. Up front, Germa 74 it is that leads the pack, Kenny 3390 behind him. Down through the gears, hard on the brakes, tyres squealing in protest as 3rd and 4th head up towards the chicane. Kenny 3390 hangs on to 2nd place. Is he likely to be caught before the ends? If it's Sitkem, is hustling on and looks a little bit nearer to him now. 1.2 seconds, splits 2nd and 3rd, and look, Prima Chambars in 4th place, starting to fall away just a little bit. There's the 3rd place car, that of Zifik Sitkem, but certainly there, 4th, Prima Chambars no longer able to think about retaliating and gaining back that place that he's lost. It means that as far as 2nd and 3rd is concerned, Zifik Sitkem might be able to gain 1 more place, but he's running out of laps, he's running out of time. The pressure is very definitely on now. Through the kink they come together. Down in 5th place, Prima Armado, and then in 6th place, TNT FS Jorge 91, Jorge Ibars, the Spanish driver from Valencia. He's next in the queue, but not really making progress onto the tail of the traffic as they're getting a little bit ragged out of the chicane. Prima Chambars over the curb, over the dirt. That's not going to help his quest to get back onto terms with Zifik Sitkem, who is now totally focused, look, on what's going on ahead. Barely blinks. Quick check of the screens to see what's going on around him. The gap is down. It was 1.2 seconds a lap ago. It's down to 0.9 between 2nd and 3rd. It's game on here. More tyre squeal through the 2nd part of St Mary's, over the brow up towards Lavant. 0.8 of a second now. The gap is coming down and down and down for 2nd spot. That double apex right of Lavant. Now, floor the throttle, back onto the power. The road straightens up. You've still got to get the line for here, the kink, and then set the car up for Woodcote Corner, this fast right at the end of the lap. Zifik Sitkem still being chased by Prima Chambars, and Chambars putting together good lap times as well now. He's only half a second or so back. He's just grown a little bit in that last timing point, but as second, third and fourth go over the line, the race leader is long gone. Germa 74 well clear in the race lead now. They work lap 16 here at Goodwood, the Mastercard etrophy, this grand final, and it looks as though it is going to go the way of Germa 74. But nothing is guaranteed. We've had plenty of drama, plenty of surprises in this race. There might be yet more to come. Brake hard, second, third, fourth. Concertina at Lavant, look. Prima Chambars coming back as if it's Sitchem just up ahead of him. And Kenny 3390 hangs on to that second place. The lead gap down slightly, 6.7 seconds, but try as he might, Kenny 3390 here, I just don't think he's going to be able to do anything at all about the race leader. It's too late in the race and the gap's not coming down sufficiently. Plus, he's still got that omnipresent threat of the traffic behind him. Second, third, fourth, fifth, one long line as they come past the pits now. Brocky 05 still has the fastest lap and he's up to 8th, Dean Allen. There then, Kenny 3390, Kenny Hansen, the Danish driver, accelerates towards Ford Water, keeping Zifik Sitchem and Prima Chambars behind him. The gap second to third, though, is getting less and less all the time. Look at this, we're down to just 0.4 of a second from 1.2 seconds a couple of laps back. So there you've got the second, the third, the fourth train. Zifik Sitchem in third place, now in this invidious position of trying to attack and defend at the same time, and that is not easy to do. He's trying to push on, take a place away from there, Kenny 3390, but at the same time he's got to be mindful of exactly where the opposition is behind. And there's drama. Who's that getting it wrong? Zifik Sitchem, I think, has spun coming out of the chicane, regroups, gets going, but that's cost him 2 places. Just when he was closing for second, he's had a moment and falls back to 5th. So Prima Chambars once more is up onto the podium. We're on the last lap here of the Mastercard etrophy, and it looks as though it is going to be a win for Germa 74. Florent Pagendet leads the way, but here Kenny 3390 is hanging on for second place, and suddenly the pressure is taken away from him. He doesn't have to worry quite so much anymore after that spin for Zifik Sitchem, but what about the race leader? Florent Pagendet, Germa 74, his gamer tag, and he is going to be the winner. The 25-year-old driver from Fumichamp in France. He worked as a sim racing event admin assistant, and boy is he some sim racing driver. Honours in the Mastercard etrophy are going to go the way of Germa 74. He comes across the line now to take the checkered flag and win the Mastercard etrophy. What a drive. Second goes the way of Kenny 3390, and Prima Chambars is going to be third. So that was a very good race indeed, and a great drive as well by Germa 74. So Germa 74 the winner, Kenny 3390 second, and Prima Chambars comes home for third. Germa, how does it feel to be the Mastercard etrophy winner?
Well, it feels good, to be fair. I wasn't expecting to be that high up in the results. Of course, I did practice a bit for having the best results, but yeah, like I was afraid of Almado, Play FedEx, for example. I know they are pretty fast, so I was a bit like wondering if I would be able to catch them or beat them. And in qualifying, it wasn't the greatest run I had. I was P4 up until my last lap, so yeah, and not even pole position. So I was a bit scared, but it went way better than expected. So I'm feeling very good.
What inspired you to get into sim racing?
Well, that's a very good question. What inspired me is basically when I was a child, so like 5, 6 years old. I was just like playing Gran Turismo 2, I think, back then, or even 3. I don't remember, but like in that era. And I wanted to do like the real guys, if I can say so, like Formula One drivers or like endurance drivers. I was watching that with my parents, so I knew I could not be involved because like it's fairly expensive to actually get, and I'm not even sure to have the talent, when you're like that young. So I just played, and apparently I had a decent level to do some sim racing. So here I am.
Have you had the opportunity to drive a real racing car, and do you think your skills on the sim would translate?
I never had the opportunity. I think the fastest car I drove was a Ferrari 458. Sorry, but never drove a race car. And I think the skills can transfer in general. But for me, I will need some time to adapt because the G-forces, being fit, like I'm not fully fit as you can see, so I would need some work to maybe get decent. But I think it some skills could transfer, but it also needs some practice to actually get up to like real life physics and real life like environment and everything.
Kenny, that looked like a real challenge today. How does it feel to have finished runner-up?
I'm really happy with P2. I felt like I was probably one of the weaker drivers in this lobby. There were some really tough guys in there. So qualifying on pole with a little bit of slipstream from Jamas was just mind-blowing to me. Then he obviously got past me pretty quick, but I managed to actually defend pretty well against the other guys, I think. So I'm really happy with P2.
There was plenty of action on track. How important was it to qualify well?
Good qualifying was everything. It's really, really tough to overtake here, especially in this car. It's so fast for this track. If someone is defending on the inside, it's very hard to pass. You have to be very good on the outside and be able to keep it for a couple corners in order to make the overtake happen.
How will you reflect on your performance in the event overall?
I think it was out of my skill level. I think I managed to play well on the track and use some tricks for qualifying to actually get some good laps in without being too nervous and messing up or something. So I think I did really well for my skill level.
Shambaz, how does it feel to finish P3 today?
I feel very happy because it's a very hard track and very hard race with a great racer, and it's really very difficult, and very happy to my result.
Did you do a lot of preparation for this event?
Yeah, I'm very I'm prepared because I never drive the 4GT before, and so with the medium tire it's very hard to Goodwood because any mistake will be the race is finished. So yeah, I prepared the race many hours before to be prepared.
You had a long battle for the podium. How did you stay focused for so long?
Yes, I'm so focused. It's a very great battle, very clean battle, and congratulations to the winner, to second, because I enjoy it, and thank you for the organization.
Congratulations to our top 3 drivers. The Mastercard etrophy is won by Germain74. Florent Pagendet celebrates victory here after a great performance at Goodwood.